The next year's kind of going to be tough. I do believe it's going to be another, I wouldn't say bust, but right now everybody's in the fourth quarter, and they're kind of waiting for their budget for next year. But every year there's an election year, it slows down too. Waiting to see who's going to be the new president. So I think it's going to be a slow 2020 till we see who gets elected or re-elected. And that's going to depend on, how the oil field works. Every election year it does that. I don't think we're going to see a bust like we did end of 14 and 15, but we're going to see a slowdown. That's my prediction. I could be very wrong about that. Save. Don't be one of these idiots that goes out and buys new trucks and new toys, and don't do that. I mean, yeah, if you're making enough money and you can make it work, get something nice, but always make sure you can plan for at least 6 months to a year of not working. It happened to me. I lost a really nice pickup, really nice four-wheeler in 2015. And them are just things. So I kept the roof over my head, and that was the main thing. 2015, this is just from my experience, I went from grossing $225,000 in 2014 to probably $40,000-$50,000 getting laid off. Well, you're looking out over Williston. If you look way over there, when I broke out in 2006 on that hill, there was nothing out there. None of that. Halliburton was down here below. Grain elevators were there. None of that was out on that hill. Williston is, I'd say, tripled in size, if not quadrupled, since I broke out in 06. It's amazing how far this town has come. They still got to go a long way. They've got the infrastructure starting to get built up. And, I look over this town, another town that has really, all these towns have really grown out here. Watford City has blown up. I remember where there wasn't even a cash line in Watford City. Some of the truck stops out on 85 weren't there. The Buffalo, I watched it get built. Stuff like that. Patriot Fuels, watched it get built. Just an example of when it was booming in 12 and 13, It took me 2 hours to get to Walmart from Watford City in Williston. And 1 hour of that was getting through Williston because the infrastructure wasn't there. Now it ain't quite as bad. That's the boom and bust of the oil field. I came up to North Dakota, or out to North Dakota in 2006. Then I was living in a small town in Montana called Shoto. I live in Butte, Montana now, the richest hill on earth. But I got a good friend of mine. He was a driller on a drilling rig, and he needed a floor hand. So I went out, never seen a rig before in my life, never been really around the oil field, and broke out on an old Kelly baby triple. A Kelly rig uses a rotary table to turn the drill pipe down hole. Now a lot of the rigs are what they call top drives, but we threw chain, threw tongs, a lot of the old school stuff you hear about. It was a good way to break out. I've been in the Williston Basin since '06, so I've drilled all over this basin and worked all over this basin since then. Technology's come a long, long ways. It used to take us, say, 20 days to drill a well. Now it's taken them 10. It's a lot better technology. That's the main thing, is the technology. It's come leaps and bounds since I first started. My best advice is keep your feet warm, keep your hands warm. Buy good clothes. I know they're pricey, but if you get the right stuff, you'll stay warm. I mean, once it gets to that 20 below mark, it's just cold. And there's not much you can do about it, but if you got the right clothes, you can layer up and have what you need. Right boots, that's crucial. I wasn't there, but I heard about a guy, or this gentleman, that used a garbage bag so he could get acclimated to the cold. And I do believe what I was told, that that's all he had on, besides his regular clothes. I would not suggest that, because I didn't think it would work, but I always dress for it. So I've been up here long enough. I've been in where it's been 50 below with a 50-mile-an-hour wind, and I was up at the board on a drilling rig. It was fucking cold. And when I came down, I was an icicle from here down, from the snot sickles. But we get through it. It's not for everybody. It is definitely the oil field. It is a newer, softer oil field, but you still have to have some grit and be able to work. It's hard, dirty, nasty work for the most part in any part of it that you go to. I mean, that's the main thing. I watch guys come and go all the time. And if you can't hack it, get the hell out of it. But once it gets in your blood, there's no getting it out. Listen. That's a big thing. listen to them guys that have experience. They'll teach you a lot. If you do see something is messed up, ask, because you're a new set of eyes on something. But I wouldn't say it's back to the old school way, but there's a reason they do something a certain way. And that's oil field in general, whether it's on a drilling rig, coiled tubing, wire line. Them are just a few of the jobs I've done. Frac, I've ran the gamut. But listen to them guys with experience, they'll teach you something. The main thing I take away is, and I hate to say it, but as a family, it is a brotherhood out here. And you get to meet a lot of good people, and the oil patch is so small. I've ran into people, I've worked here in North Dakota, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio, over in that area. I've been in Wyoming. God, where else? All over the place. But in my travels, I've ran into some guys that I worked with, say, 2-3 years before that. And it's like we never even were separated. I mean, I still talk to some of the guys I broke out with. And we are family. You spend more time out here with these guys than you do your real family, if you want to put it that way. And you get a tight bond. The camaraderie, you can't beat it. I've been in the Army, 10 times more taking care of your brother in the oil field than in the Army, I do believe. That's the one thing I'll probably miss the most, is the people. I won't miss the cold. I won't miss, there is a lot of political bullshit. I won't miss that at all. But the guys you work with, once you get on a good crew and you click with them guys, you're brothers or sisters. I still talk to people that I worked with on and off through the oil field. And it's a bond that you'll never break. So like I said earlier, once it's in your blood, it's hard to get it out. So that's one thing I'm gonna miss. You can't find that anywhere else. That's the biggest thing I'll miss. You know, I'm going through a rough time with my family. That's why I'm quitting the oil field. I need to be home for my family. And that's another suggestion I can give to somebody. You better be willing to miss a lot of stuff. Birthdays, Christmas, all the holidays. You know, important days. But that's where that brotherhood comes in, because they've always got your back. So, hey to my family, hey to all my brothers out here and all over the country that I've worked with. That's about it. This is Roosevelt East Apartments. This is where I've lived for the last 2 years when I'm out in Williston. Pretty good place to live. Quiet neighbors. We split the rent between me and my roommate. It's $1,050 a month. Give you an idea on what apartments run, and go up from there probably. Yeah, my last day here, I'm packing up all my stuff and saying adios to Williston. You know, again, you know, this is the oil field. I was the oil field. Um, Roughneck, wireline hand, fracker, coil tubing operator, um, truck driver, equipment operator, all that out here. Once it gets, you know, my driller, just to put a perspective on it, my driller told me when I first started, give me 6 months. You'll either love it or hate it. Well, it got in my blood, and I do love the oil field. It's a different breed of people. It's hard to leave it. I mean, I left once for a year and a half, but I had to come right back to it. Um, is this my last time in the oil field? I hope so, but you never know. I could be back.